I'm Amy Cherry. An elderly South Carolina man arrives in his new home at the Flagler County Jail for his alleged role in an incident that left a sheriff's deputy injured. 74-year-old James Voorhees was extradited from South Carolina for allegedly leaving the scene of two crashes last month in Flagler County. One of those crashes was on an on-ramp to I-95 South that left Deputy Brett Wood injured. Officers say Voorhees stopped short, causing Wood's motorcycle to skid and hit pavement. Deputy Wood has since recovered from injuries to his chin, chest, and arms. Voorhees is being held on $6,000 bail.
This portion of WNZF Local News, a service of the Daytona Beach International Airport. Fly to the Big Apple in a New York minute on JetBlue from the Daytona Beach International Airport.
2 suicides are reported over the weekend in Flagler County, bringing the total to 19 for the year. John Arking reports.
On Saturday, 47-year-old Seth Rice of Jupiter shot himself to death while staying in a motel on Palm Coast's Kingswood Drive. Authorities say he had texted someone his intention to kill himself. When deputies arrived just after 1:20 a.m., they found him with a gunshot wound to the head, but still breathing. He later died from his injury at a Daytona Beach hospital. Then on Sunday, deputies were dispatched to a home in the Plantation Oaks subdivision where they discovered 66-year-old Sharon Keeler deceased from a self-asphyxiation with a bag and a bungee cord wrapped around her neck. Neighbors say she had been depressed over the death of her husband in a car crash, which she had also been in. John Arking, Flagler's Morning News.
45 minutes, that's all it took for a Flagler County jury to convict a Palm Coast man on charges of fleeing and arrest. The guilty verdict means 31-year-old George Wood III faces 15 to 30 years in prison. Wood was found guilty of fleeing an arrest outside a Circle K in Bunnell in January. He was wanted on a felony charge out of Louisiana then. Police say it took a tasing and a wrestling match followed by a chase through the woods that required a helicopter to arrest Wood. Wood is likely to get the higher end of the sentence because court records show he's a habitual offender with 10 felony convictions on his record. Wood still faces 2 trials next year for illegal gun possession and armed burglary committed during the Hurricane Matthew emergency. If convicted there, he could face never being a free man again. State officials are seeking the public's input in preparation for updating management plans for 2 area state parks. Rich Petchke has more.
According to the Daytona Beach News-Journal, the Florida Park Service is reviewing plans for Gamble Rogers Memorial State Recreation Area at Flagler Beach and North Peninsula State Park. On Wednesday, a public meeting will be held at Tomoka State Park on North Beach Street in Ormond Beach, which will begin with a presentation followed by a question and answer session. Some of the improvements being considered include expanded parking, upgraded camping facilities, and a new boat launch for Gamble Rogers and a kayak canoe launch at North Peninsula. The meeting begins at 5:30 p.m. I'm Rich Petchke.
We have the winners of this year's Starlight Parade that was held Saturday in Palm Coast. Encompass Enclosures won this year's Best of Parade Award. Matanzas Junior ROTC won Best Marching Unit. Best Float went to Flagler County's Centennial Float. The Flagler County Sheriff's Office took home Best Decorated Vehicle, while Best All-Around School went to Flagler Palm Coast High School. And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.